Okay, checking the sound, checking the sound, checking the sound. Sounds good to me. Let's go. I actually slept in a bit, but we still managed to somehow be on time. I don't even know how I slept in. I don't remember waking up to turn off my alarm. I was woken up by the second one. I don't remember waking up to turn off the first one.
You're back! You're pretty early today.
How are you feeling?
Paimon was just gonna mention that. After she woke up today, Paimon felt like her temperature was completely back to normal. But her strength still hasn't returned. Still, there's some good news. Paimon thinks she might have figured out the source of the problem. It's like there's some kind of mysterious power affecting Paimon.
Yeah.
Paimon's never felt this way before during any of her travels.
Oh no.
She only started feeling this way since we arrived in Snezhnaya.
Some kind of mysterious power, you say?
That's right. The Armory Palace needs a brand new energy source.
Huh.
Could that have something to do with this?
What is it? You're making that face again. You know, the one you get whenever you have a light bulb moment?
Let me tell you what I found out today.
So, they're trying to develop a new energy source here? And you think that might be why Paimon's feeling unwell?
Yes.
Well, Mija denied that the energy they're researching has any side effects. Although, he did say that people working on the project have been having issues with their concentration and short-term memory.
They are extracting energy from stellar linchpins, don't they?
And even so, those are completely different symptoms from Paimon's.
This power you mentioned, can you sense where it's coming from?
It's pretty faint, so it's kind of hard to tell. But, if anything, it seems like it's coming from roughly the same direction as the Armory Palace.
All the more reason to find out the purpose of their research.
Sure, Paimon's with you there. But how, though? The Rokat only has a limited amount of intel.
There's still one avenue we haven't explored, the Snezhnograd Veche.
Oh, great point! They argue about Project Stuja every day. If we could sit in on one of their sessions, we might pick up some new leads.
Okay, I need to write a letter to Alyosha.
Good idea! Oh yeah, while you were out, Paimon tried all the yummiest looking desserts in the Potpourri restaurant. This one seemed right up your alley. So, Paimon saved some for you. Come try it once you finish writing your letter.
All geared up.
Immortal construct? What the fuck? Chimeric winged lion.
Would you like to go moon gazing? You can sit in my rocking chair and admire the view. Or we could go to the moon and gaze down at that. Whatever you prefer.
Alosha replied. He says that we won't be able to speak at the Vetcha, but he can arrange for us to attend as visitors. Time to get ready. Then head to the Snezhnograd Vetcha.
Okay.
Hello again. Please rest assured, we'll keep a close watch on this place.
Thanks. Protect my partner in crime.
Miss Vodyanitsa, prima donna of the Korolievsky troupe. What a surprise meeting you here. Will you be sitting in on a session of the Vetcha?
Why did you just introduce her like that?
Sorry, I'm not taking interviews today. Oh good, you're here. The session's about to begin. Let's get inside.
Please wait, Miss Vodyanitsa. Could you introduce me to your new friend?
We don't have a time for paparazzi and journalists. Shortly after you take your seat, the meeting of the Snezhnograd Vetcha officially begins. Discussions on weather techs and Project Stuja are saved until the end. As the rooster Pulcinera shares various energy-related statistics, the dull and lifeless room suddenly becomes very animated. Wow, thanks camera for showing us the government
In
building.
summary, the energy management commitments made for the outgoing period have been delivered upon. Furthermore, both the production and consumption of Kresnik Crystal show clear signs of stabilizing. The relevant agencies have assessed the present circumstances and determined that the status quo can be sustained until the next period. For detailed statistics, I would refer you to the industry reports that have been distributed to all persons present. It should also be noted that while the recent blizzards have led to a significant increase in people's energy expenses, this is strictly a short-term phenomenon associated with a remotely located monster. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa is giving her full attention to this matter. We should have every confidence that it will be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. A financial report on disaster relief is also present in this report, courtesy of Pantalone.
Okay, he is in charge of those kinds of reports. Why does it keep getting noisier in here?
They cover the same old ground every single time. The rooster never seems to mind, but everyone else is getting tired of it. There's a general lack of trust. People aren't seeing any tangible benefits that affect them directly. Of course, none of that will be reflected in any of the reports on the table.
Yeah, if it weren't for these hard copy documents, I could have at least made something up.
I've been meaning to ask, why are you still here? And why are you acting so chummy?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here trying to hit my interview quotas. Bring out the kvass. Ever read it? Best-selling newspaper in town.
Didn't you just say that you would make up some facts that don't exist? You're not a good journalist, just saying.
If I remember correctly, you guys don't even have a sales permit. You have to sell from stalls on the street.
Lol.
Okay then, best-selling street stall newspaper in town. Still counts.
Order! We will now open the floor to the representatives. If there are no further substantive issues to discuss, we will then proceed to a vote on this motion.
Snezhnaya has a long tradition of treating members of the Fatui armed forces and their dependents favorably. But recent surveys shows that Fatui families in remote areas have access to 15% less crystal than the average civilian family in Snezhnograd.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's been said many times before, but it bears repeating now. There needs to be a clear and consistent rationale behind how crystal is allocated, or we will soon face immense public backlash.
Perhaps you wouldn't need to keep repeating yourself if you would hear me out for once. I say again, true consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative.
That's a non-argument, basically. Regulator is like, oh, perhaps you wouldn't have to repeat the same point if you listen to my counter-argument, but his counter-argument is bullshit. It doesn't hold any water because the fact that real fairness doesn't exist doesn't mean that government doesn't have to strive for it.
You appear to treat resource allocation as a simple function of production and population. So what about when the equipment used in production breaks down? Have you factored that into your equation? And do you even know how long it's been since Snezhnaya last conducted a census?
If I knew the answers to questions like that, I'm sure I'd be a very wealthy man. And I doubt I'd be going by child. I'd like to bring the focus back to the specific issue I raised. Or do you wish to deny that favorable treatment for Fatui dependents is our long-standing policy?
It's easy to be a critic when there's no accountability. That seems to be a running theme in the anti-Project Stuja cohort.
Lol.
Defeat the ringleader and all other problems will magically resolve themselves. That's what they seem to think. But in case you aren't aware, not one jot in my report would change whether Project Stuja continues or not.
So you have no intention whatsoever of finding a solution to this problem?
On the contrary, I'm the only one here who ever brings solutions.
Child opened by speaking up for the armed forces. Regraders struck back with style and a war of words ensued.
Wow. Thanks for this unnecessary narration.
Our reporter was live on the scene to get the audience's reaction as it all unfolded. Who do you support?
I think Child raised some issues that need addressing.
The people have spoken! Child received raucous applause from the crowd as he pushed Regrader onto his back foot with a relentless barrage of questions. It had to be seen to be believed.
Why are you lying? There is no applause. We are silent. I am not even sure we are allowed to clap.
Now you see why they don't have a sales permit.
However this reporter wants to spin things, I haven't forgotten that Tartaglia was representing the Northland Bank when we first met in Liyue. So, surely their relationship can't always have been this strained.
Wow, it changed? A thing changed in Genshin Impact? Relationship between people change across the game? Gasp!
You two are getting off topic. Let's focus on what the data is saying.
Mr. Pantalone, may I speak on your behalf?
Oh, please do. I'm more than happy to save my breath.
Crystal distribution policy undergoes modifications with each new period. The ultimate goal being to find the most reasonable method of allocation, which I believe is what Mr. Tartaglia also seeks. But I fear many may have been misled on this topic by extremist activists. To clarify, Project Stuja is not the root cause of the problem. It is merely a framework for resource distribution. The most recent reports all point to Snezhnaya's resilience and adaptability during this period of fine-tuning, and give clear indications that a distribution framework is improving with each iteration. To make drastic adjustments without first considering the risks would likely do more harm than good. It would be a waste of the hard-won experience we've gained to date.
Renowned scholar of finance, Arapov spoke up to clarify the fiscal logic, clearly alluding to social organizations like the Rokot in his words. With the notorious Lelex still active to this day, should the Rokot be held responsible? No, there is someone else to blame.
Where did you get Rokot from? And who is Lelek?
She's just rephrasing what Mr. Pantalone said. The Rokot are the critics he accuses of taking no responsibility for their actions. As for Lilac, you won't have heard of him yet. He's currently the most famous member of the Rokot. Well, more like infamous. Ending Project Stuja has become an obsession for him. Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Vetcha are all that matter.
Didn't you just out yourself to some random newspaper person?
So whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people to change their vote.
Wow, there's more to the Rokot than I thought.
And since we're already on the subject, what do you think of Lelek's methods? Are you for or against?
I sympathize with him. Hard to say, I suspect there's more to his story.
Well, whatever the story is, his actions benefit us all. We stand with Lelek.
At least someone here wants to take this discussion seriously. I've been considering that issue myself. What you really need is more precise regional data, right? I think it would be easiest to let the Fatui handle it, since they're already in charge of Crystal shipments anyway. We may as well get them to collect some data while they're at it. Whatever you need, you can ask the Fatui to look into it for you. In terms of supervision, I think the Druzhna would be a good fit. I had hoped to discuss this with Miss Vesna, but sadly, she's not present.
I will be happy to take a note of your suggestions and present them to Commander Vesna for a decision upon her return. The Commander has always taken a keen interest in Project Stuja. However, given the Druzhna's demanding workload, I'm afraid it may prove difficult for them to provide any practical support.
Let us refrain from jumping to conclusions until a concrete and actionable plan is in place.
Did she just say that Druzhna are overworked? Demanding workload.
My apologies, Lord Rooster.
There are numerous issues to address here, including manpower, time sensitivity, and reporting lines. Nevertheless, I support drafting a proposal. Follow the usual procedure, and it can be raised as a new motion for all parties to evaluate at the appropriate time.
In that case, I'd like to share one thought before the proposal is drafted. The issue of time sensitivity was raised just now, which I presume relates to the official reports. In fact, the Energy Commission already collects regular statistics on each urban center and its surrounding area. Would these be of any use?
That's a good idea. I read every issue of Sviet Lolaidovka's report, And although my focus is mostly on the section about equipment operation, the energy consumption statistics also yield a lot of insights.
Be that as it may, does no one see an issue with using local data to determine crystal quotas? In the long term, it seems like a very risky solution.
Not if they are used purely for reference. So long as we have the report from the Northland Bank's headquarters to corroborate it, no one will be able to fool me.
Very well, then. It appears that this arrangement is acceptable to all parties.
I have a feeling that Pantalone just said, oh, I am controlling all the money, so I know who is paying for the energy and who is not. And I have a feeling that the city we visited yesterday was the proof that there are discrepancies between the actual numbers, because I doubt most of that money comes back to the Northland Bank from the shady business about Crystal.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The members reached a provisional consensus on the issue of improving treatment for Fatui soldiers.
That's a lie. You notice the reporter jot down a few words before suddenly crossing everything out and starting a fresh paragraph. What?
Today, the prima donna of the Korylevsky troupe attended a session of the Snezhnograd Vecha in the company of a most charming young lady. The question on all our minds is, what is the true nature of their relationship?
Are you like, what type of journalist are you? Are you working to report what is happening in the government, or are you a gossip rag?
Write anything like that again, and I'm revoking your permission to interview the troupe. Got it?
The remaining discussion covers everything from energy to healthcare, technology, and industry. All parties take the opportunity to express their stance on Project Stuja. You ignore Mironova as she carries on writing her sensationalist report, but after a while you start to feel that reading the news from her might actually be more interesting than being here in person, lol.
Now then, if there are no further contributions from those present, we shall proceed to the final vote.
Hey, check it out!
Is that Chugunov?
What made him vote against? Why now?
The votes have been tallied. Those in favor of continuing Project Stuja total 61%, securing a clear majority.
That was too close. The margin has shrunk yet again. Chuganov was a huge loss.
I'll bet Lelek is behind this. I wonder how Pulcinella will respond this time.
Chuganov. I see. Lelek strikes again.
Yes, go, Lelek. Once Project Stuja is defeated, our unwavering support at Bring Out the Kvass will finally pay off when we make our comeback. I can taste our victory already!
In that case, I'd like to share.
Unlike the more decent ones among us, he believes that votes in the Veche are all that matter. So whether it's threats, coercion, or bribery, he'll use whatever means necessary to get people to change their vote. Okay.
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuja will remain in effect until the next Vecha period. Finally, may I remind us all, we debate only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm. The session is concluded.
Okay, can I talk to some people here or not? Looks like I can only talk to the named NPC. Golitsyn. I suggest you proceed with greater caution, young friend. The harsh winter shows no mercy to the naive. You are Andrei Dmitrievich Golitsyn, second-rank noble and active privy councillor of the Snezhnograd Veche. As you can see, I am no different from the mayor, only an old man doing his duty in Her Majesty's name. For 500 years, generation after generation, the Golitsyn family has served Snezhnaya. Our loyalty has always been to Snezhnaya and to Snezhnaya alone. I trust you understand. Okay. About the mayor. You mean Lord Rooster. The Golitsyn family is honored to stand with him in the Veche. After all, like him, our house owes its standing today to the grace of Lady Joanna Ivanovna. His project concerns the future of Snezhnaya, yet there are always impatient people who believe their reckless ideals are reason enough to challenge order. But order is life. To throw aside steady progress in the name of change is no different from taking off your coat and walking into the blizzard ahead. Didn't he just kinda spew some propaganda about change needs to take time and be done one step at a time rather than being done with a quick revolution? About the project. You wish to know about the project, very good. To create a miracle capable of shaking the very laws of the world, one must endure suffering beyond what ordinary people can bear. What? Fae and humans alike in this long winter are fuel for Her Majesty's flame. That is their place, and the only place they can have. Regrettably, some naive commoners and even certain nobles still fail to understand the worth of such a noble sacrifice. There are always those who believe they can flee the blizzard, or wait for it to pass, and then live out their days in peace and comfort. Laugh if you must, but even my own daughter, Dunya, my poor Dunyasha Andreyevna Golitsyna, she has turned away from her family duties and gone off to a frontier town like Nasha Town. There she's trying to live like the common folk, running some peculiar little general store. I will not stop her, once she has spent what little pocket money she has, to realize where she belongs and return to the family hearth. Until Project Stuja is complete, I shall simply indulge this little excursion of hers as an extended holiday in the countryside. Wow. He just literally said that people exist to die for the god. And then went ahead and kinda insulted his own child. For fraternizing with the common folk.
Only I had been born in a romantic time like that.
What do you mean romantic? What time? What other time could I mean? The romantic time of His Majesty the Bey Tsar, naturally. I, Eteri Vsevolodovna Strivozha. Wait. Eteri Vsevolodovna Strivozha. Descendant of Saint Strivozha, the Pure One, am duty-bound to remember that ancient glory. Snezhnaya was nothing like this back then, not dull and lifeless like it is now. A messenger of His Majesty the Belly Tsar crossed whole continents, even the land of the Nether, all to meet the witch from the east who stole his heart at first sight. Wait, what? The princess in the Vertelang shattered the divine halberd forged by His Majesty himself. Wait, what? I thought Princess in the Vertelang was a fake character, but she just canonized her existence. All for some nameless thief who had stolen a national treasure. And a knight from the kingdom at the heart of the earth went to face an evil dragon alone, just to win a smile from a golden-haired outlander. Wait. Messenger of His Majesty crossed whole continent, even the land of Nether, meaning Abyss, to meet the witch from the east who stole his heart at first sight. Princess in the Ertelang shattered the divine halberd forged by His Majesty himself, all for some nameless thief who had stolen national treasure. Doesn't it? Wait. Why is Princess in the Ertelang together with the same sentence with someone who sounds like Reed Miller? And a knight from the kingdom at the heart of the earth went to face an evil dragon alone, just to win a smile from a golden-haired outlander. This also sounds familiar. A knight from Canria went to face evil dragon to win a smile from my brother? Even the cold winds over the ice fields must have carried the fragrance of roses and the grace of proper etiquette. What an enchanting time that must have been. She said a lot of sus stuff. I feel like I've heard that before. Isn't that all from light novels? Pirated ones too, if I remember right? What? Please mind your words. These are noble memories passed down through the blood of us Vila. I mean, I never saw any of it myself, but that is how it happened in the opera Lady Vesna took me to see. Aha. Naturally, I have no real interest in that sort of commoner entertainment. Lady Vesna was simply kind enough to invite me, so I reluctantly agreed to watch their rather crude performance. In any case, these are matters of serious history. If you continue to tarnish my good name like this, then I shall be forced to request a duel. Okay. Then you must have. Stories this noble and romantic would surely have reached your ears as well. So this one ends like this. This lady thinks the novels are reality, but... Considering how Teyvat is constructed, a lot of the fairy tales are actually real. But we can't take every book as real. But maybe some of them were real? Real events just turned into novels?
I have to say, I really wasn't expecting Chukunov to vote against Project Stusha.
Why? What's so strange about that?
Well, in principle, Snezhnaya's business and political elites ought to be the ones least likely to oppose it. As we heard, Project Stusha is basically just a resource distribution framework that requires everyone to cut back during the winter. But even if the policy got cancelled, the Tsaritsa's energy needs wouldn't suddenly go down. The extra demand from the public would have to be filled from somewhere. So logically, the factories would have to take the hit.
This explains a lot.
I got a letter from Mr. Mitya just before today's session. He said he's confirmed that there are issues around overtime and excessive energy consumption at the Iskra manufacturing plant. In a situation like this, once the Rooster receives the report, he'll order the factory to halt production and submit to an investigation before issuing a penalty.
Okay.
But that's a week-long process, and thus didn't make it onto the Vetcha agenda this time. I don't think he suspects anything so far.
Got it. So for him, it's a choice between reducing production and stopping entirely.
Exactly. And as you know, he's a very selfish person. I was originally gonna try and flip him after he received notice of the official sanctions. My plan was to convince him that the whole thing was completely unfair. Rather than just sit back and take the hit while his factory stopped production, he'd be better off voting to end Project Stuja. At least that way, no one else would be able to make any money either, because all the factories would suddenly have more limited energy to work with. But now, he's already voted against it. Which means someone must have used more forceful means to change his vote. Just like with everyone else who flipped.
You mean Lelek?
Yeah. No one knows why Lelek is so obsessed with ending Project Stuja. But by the looks of it, he's inching closer and closer to success.
Lelek must have strong motivations, given how he'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. Maybe he knows the full truth of Project Stuja. Maybe my next step should be to focus on him.
All right. What are your plans for the rest of the day? Shall we head out?
Hey, comrade. I noticed you were here during the debate.
I didn't take you for a political enthusiast. Greetings, Harbingers. I just happened to have some free time today, and my new friend here thought it might be fun to check out the Vetcha.
Ah, Odette must have introduced you. Looks like you two are getting along pretty well.
I'll leave you to catch up. I should head back to the troop.
Sure. Break a leg and all that. Thought it might be fun to check out the Vetcha, did you? Things are never that simple with you, Traveler. There's no way you're here for kicks and giggles. Tell me I'm wrong.
I learned an interesting tidbit today. Some guy called Lelek.
Oh, yeah. To some, he's a captivating enigma. To others, he's the bane of their existence. No one ever thought that some anonymous nobody from the Rokot could cause such a stir.
I want to find out his true identity. Is it okay if I start digging around?
Huh? You want to look into Lelek? Then I'm sure his days of anonymity are numbered. What do you think, Sandrone?
Fine by me, I guess. If the Traveler actually manages to expose Lelek, it'll be doing Pulcinella a favor. In return, it seems fair to let her in on what we've learned so far.
My thoughts exactly. Sharing is caring, after all. Head back to Glupov and grab the files on Lelek. It's easier to just pull the records than go through the rigmarole of getting the Traveler a visitor's permit.
As you command, child sir.
Child, sir.
In that case, since we're going to be waiting anyway, I'll have someone brew a pot of black tea.
One common thread among the many incidents Lelek has been involved in is that the victims are all too scared to share any real information about him. Clearly, he must have threatened them in some way. His modus operandi is to silently infiltrate the scene and leave a threatening letter behind. but neither the letters nor the crime scenes ever yield any clues to his identity. So all these files have to offer are short statements by the people affected. They don't give us a lot to go on.
Ever thought about using elemental sight?
If nothing else, it shows we're dealing with a trained professional who's versed in counter surveillance.
Yes, and to that point, he often strikes in highly secure locations. The victims are high-ranking and influential people who take their personal security very seriously. Somehow, Lurk slips right into their rooms without making a sound. There's never any eyewitnesses, nor the slightest trace of a break-in. If he can get in and out undetected, it means he can strike without warning. Not that that's ever happened so far, but the thought is enough to scare these people sleepless. It's hard to believe that a human being could pull this off flawlessly every time, so they switched the focus of the investigation to Faye. Unfortunately, no one's found anything yet.
Are you saying even you couldn't pull it off?
Careful. Don't underestimate me. Although, truth be told, I'd probably find it hard not to blow my cover. Direct confrontation is more my style.
We haven't ruled out the possibility of Lurk being human. It's just, there can only be a handful of people in all of Teyvat who'd fit the profile. Faye, on the other hand, plenty would have the ability, but few would have the motive.
It's someone as strong as Tartaglia and even more meticulous.
No, not as strong as me. You'll never find the culprit with criteria like that. Let's go with a little weaker than me.
Nouvellette. Skirk.
There's no denying that Master is strong, but meticulous? We can only hope.
She's just trying to find a reference point. Stop getting fixated on who's stronger than who.
Yeah, exactly what I want to say to some fandoms.
But that's the most important thing. In my opinion, anyway.
Alright, let's take it down a notch or two. How about Odette as a reference point? She's someone we all know, and I've seen her in action.
Odette? Yeah, that seems about right. Her skills are solid, and she's always calm under pressure.
Except she's Fatui, so the likelihood of her working against us is pretty low. But yeah, much more accurate than your previous example, at least.
No, wait a moment. Maybe we should interrogate that assumption.
What do you mean? Which assumption?
Her Fatui identity doesn't necessarily exonerate her. And when you think about it, the Rokot would be precisely what she needs to conceal her identity.
To be honest, I also, when they started talking about Lurk, my first idea was also Odette. Not only because of the trailer, but also because, you know, she fits the bill.
Plus, she wouldn't need to be such a pro at covering her tracks. She'd already know where the Fatui will be and when, so she could choose the perfect time to act. Oh, yikes. I was just thinking out loud. Why is this starting to sound like such a convincing theory? Still, what reason could Odette possibly have for trying to call off Project Stuja?
Arlecchino would be the best person to ask. She knows Odette best. Unfortunately, she isn't back yet.
Arlecchino?
Rosaline used to open up to her in private about her struggles with Odette. As I'm sure you can imagine, Arlecchino is quite a lot better with children than Rosaline was. She gave her some tips on how to handle the situation, and Rosaline managed to reach a settlement with Odette before leaving. So I suppose there were at least no lifelong regrets left behind. Beyond that, I don't know the details about that side of things. But I do know that Odette definitely has a motive to hold a grudge against Project Stuja.
And what's that?
The reason being, her father passed away during the early stages of the project. That was back before it had been named Project Stuja, when things were still being worked out. But in essence, it's remained the same ever since.
Huh. The more you know. Rosaline was always so self-centered. I never understood why she started paying so much attention to Odette.
Oh, even you didn't know about this.
Is that such a surprise? If you cast your mind back, you may remember that Rosaline and I weren't exactly close. We had tea together a few times, but that was about it.
Odette's past is no secret. Her father was a fetus and her mother was a very famous ballerina.
Okay.
On the surface, it looks like she followed right in her parents' footsteps. But the truth is quite a different story. After her father passed away on a mission, her mother was overcome with grief. She broke her leg during a performance and could never dance again. Odette was only interested in ballet at the time, but this tragedy left the family with both breadwinners gone. They could barely make ends meet. Per Capitano's policy, family members of Fatui who died in the line of duty had to be appropriately accommodated and provided with adequate assistance. So, regardless of how Rosaline may have felt about it, it fell to her to resolve the issue of Odette's family's livelihood. In the end, the solution they agreed upon was to have Odette join the Fatui.
Right, because the alternative would have been a one-off compensation payment, I guess. In that sense, joining up was definitely the better option. Still, she must have had mixed feelings about it, right? If she doesn't even like the Fatui.
It's just a theory, a possibility. But as a motive for Odette to become Lurk, it holds up. That said, I have no idea where Odette's head is at right now, or what her conflict with Rosaline was about. Plenty of people were on bad terms with Rosaline. I have no intention of trying to figure it all out.
So Signora actually wanted to mend her relationship with Odette?
Yes, but there's not much point in discussing that now.
Yeah, back to Lurk. Since our investigations so far have turned up next to nothing, we've got nothing to lose by trying a new angle. Funnily enough, Tonya and I had actually made plans to go to the theater tomorrow to watch Odette's rehearsal. Unfortunately, thanks to this...
Tonya was older, but now she's little sister.
I've actually seen it several times before. The story's pretty straightforward. The lead character follows a trail of clues left behind by a spirit, gradually recovering her memories along the way.
Oh, sounds familiar.
It's a tale of love and regret. So not exactly reinventing the wheel, at least by today's standards. But when that classic melody kicks in and the lead character begins to dance, it always gets me. It really is beautiful. Not an easy dance to do justice to, though. I know it's always been Odette's dream to perform this piece, but I'm not sure she's really ready.
In that case, I think that even if she is Lurk, we should wait until her performance is over before we respond. I'll let you take it from here, comrade.
today. It's good that everything's going so smoothly. Next step is to head back to the theater and get a clear answer from Odette.
It could be easier said than done. Even if she's the one, she won't necessarily admit it.
Either way, Paimon doesn't get the sense that she's a bad person. Sure, she might have done some pretty extreme things, but Paimon bet she has her reasons. Maybe this is going too far, but like, with everything she's managed to do so far, wouldn't it make more sense in theory to be even more, you know, heavy-handed? Why leave a letter when she could, well, we know there are plenty of other ways to keep people in line, right? The point is, she could have gone further, but she didn't. So, if it is her, she's got some principles at least.
I want to believe in her too.
Yeah! Well, all you can do is follow the facts wherever they lead.
How are you feeling today?
No change, really. But that thing Paimon told you about yesterday? Paimon feels like she can sense it more clearly now. Hearing you talk about your day makes Paimon itch for an adventure. If only she could be there with you so we could experience it all together.
Yeah, I wish you could be there too. I'm not used to adventuring alone. But don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Guess it's just one of those things. Never mind. Paimon will behave herself and keep resting.
If Odette is Lelek, she may well have inside information on Project Stuja. Her father was involved with the project's early implementation and tragically died in the process. Now, she's dedicated herself to bringing it to an end. It's hard to imagine she could have gotten this far without knowing anything at all about the Tsaritsa's true intentions. When she spoke to us as a member of the Fatui, how much did she let on? And how much was she hiding? Only time will tell. Maybe tomorrow everything will be answered.
Hey look! It's snowing! Could be a tough day ahead. Make sure you wrap up warm tomorrow.
Okay, we finished the first quest. It was 7 hours after all. Go to the Korolievsky Theater.
Back in my day, I could down 3 bottles.
It would be funny if Odette was Lelek, because then it turns out all 3 people working in the theater were the part of the same organization. What happened to Mr. Bayer? I am fish. Why is camera going back? I know it's
Ooh,
cold.
It sure is cold today. I wonder how much heavier the snow's gonna get. Here to see Odette? I just need to see your tickets for the preview.
Where is Tonya?
Perfect. Thank you. I'll hold on to your tickets. Come on in. It's freezing outside.
Where's Tonya? I was supposed to meet Tonya.
I think I'll leave the Lelek question until after the show's over. Then I'll go find Odette. Child said he was originally going to come with Tonya, so I'm guessing Tonya's already here somewhere. Is there anyone here who looks like a Tonya? Let's see. It's a small audience. Makes sense for a preview. But wait, I do see some familiar faces.
Is Mitya here now legally or nah?
Mr. Chuganov's back again by the looks of it. Oh, and is that Mitya? And that Fatui officer, Valeri. Guess he must be playing cat and mouse with Mitya again.
It looks more like they came together. Because Mitya would be running away otherwise.
Oh no. It looks like the show's starting, and I still haven't found Tonya. Never mind. I'll just have to take a seat for now and see if I can catch her afterwards.
Tonya! Where's Tonya? Oh? What was that?
Hello, members of the audience. I'm a staff member here at the theater. Today's performance was a very special one for us, as it marks the first attempt in a long time to revive the classic Snezhnayan ballet, Spirit Seeker. To commemorate this occasion, we would love to take a group photo of the cast, crew, and audience members present today. Could I kindly ask the audience to please come up onto the stage?
Is that Tonya?
All right, everyone, huddle in a little more. Now, look at the camera. 1, 2, 3.
Is that Tonya? That person here? Looks very child. Also, Valerie looks like Duke of the North, of course. What are they doing?
Are you quite satisfied, Mr. Energy Scientist? I rather hope you don't have any other escape plans to add to my workload today.
Lol.
What are you talking about, Sarge? This was simply my way of inviting you to watch Miss Odette's new show with me.
So they did come together.
And wasn't the performance spectacular? In the future, I heartily encourage you to take a leaf out of my book. Find some soul-nourishing pastimes to enrich your time outside of work.
It was indeed a fine performance, but I must correct you on one point. This is not time outside of work. These are working hours.
Working hours and non-working hours are just a social construct. Human technology can never advance if we're too rigid in our thinking, Sarge.
True.
May we leave now?
Already? I mean, I was kinda hoping to soak up the atmosphere for a little longer, but... No? Okay, guess I'm pushing my luck. Didn't seem like too much to ask, but fair enough.
Lol.
Off we go then, Sarge. Back to the land of working hours. Lead the way.
That has to be her. She's the only person in the audience around Tonia's age. Excuse me? Are you Tonia?
Huh?
Your brother's busy today, so I took his ticket. Don't worry about him. He's fine.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the trouble.
Is she sick? What's happening to my game? Hello?
What's wrong? Are you sick?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing.
Maybe she caught a cold on the way here because of the weather?
I haven't seen snow like this in a long, long time. It's most unusual.
Yeah.
I know. It's completely white out there. You can barely see a thing. I've never seen such heavy snow in my life.
Let's wait it out for now. You'd be lucky not to freeze to death in this weather, let alone find your way.
Well, well, well. Media will have his chance to soak the atmosphere after all.
Well, look at that. Maybe we shouldn't be in such a rush to get back after all. What do you think?
Let's wait and see.
Lol, he's so not happy.
Why do you need to take it so seriously? Fate has given us this wonderful chance to take a break. We owe it to ourselves to make the most of it.
Come to think of it, there's a small inn not far from here that always keeps plenty of extra blankets on hand for guests. I know the route well. Shall I head over and borrow a few blankets? That way, anyone in a hurry can wrap up warm for the journey back. Just remember to return them next time you're over this way.
Sir, there's really no need to go to all that trouble.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Wait here, I'll be right back.
What a kind gentleman. Very good. My wife and daughter are waiting for me at home, so I shall be heading back as soon as I get my blanket.
So... are you expecting us to go back to the Armory Palace wrapped in blankets too?
Don't worry about that. I made arrangements in advance. Should I not return to the Armory Palace within 3.5 hours after Operation Showtime begins, an armed squad will be sent to collect us. They will escort us back. You are one of our key military personnel, so any weather-related risks must be eliminated.
He really thinks in advance.
Operation Showtime? So, wait. Every single time you drag me back to work when I sneak out, it's a whole official operation? I gotta say, you've really turned this into quite a moral dilemma for me.
It's snowing pretty hard out there. I think you should stay here for now. You seem a little under the weather.
Sure. My brother might come pick me up in a bit anyway.
Time to get to work. I should head backstage and find Odette. I need to look her in the eye and ask her about Lelek.
Excuse me, are you looking for someone?
I'm looking for Odette.
Ah, a fan, I'm guessing? Today is just a dress rehearsal, so Miss Odette won't be meeting with fans. She's taking a well-earned rest right now. Sorry, but that area is currently off limits to everyone except the cast and crew.
Sus.
Huh. Bad timing, I guess. Well, I might as well stick around. I doubt Odette will be leaving before the snow lets up in any case.
An hour goes by, but the snowstorm shows no sign of calming, I guess.
What happened to the gentleman who went to fetch the blankets? How has he still not returned?
Maybe he fell off the bridge. Like me last time.
I was thinking the same thing. It's still snowing very hard. Do you think something might have happened to him?
Whatever the reason for his delay, I must say I hate nothing more than people who make empty promises and fail to deliver. Well, I have to treat my employees like that on occasion, but that's different.
Uh-huh. Hypocrite. Why did you keep the doors open?
You seem anxious, Mr. Valeri.
It's been nearly 4 hours since I left the armory. The army should have arrived to extract us by now.
Oh.
They know how much I despise tardiness and disrupted plans. There's simply no reason that they shouldn't have shown up by now, barring exceptional circumstances.
Surely a snowstorm like this one counts as such.
Few things in this world can stop the Snezhnayan army, Mr. Mitya. And a snowstorm is certainly not one of them.
Why don't you go out and take a look? They might be right outside, waiting for your orders before they dare come in.
Okay.
An absurd hypothesis. I have no intention of leaving your side for even a moment until I have escorted you back to the Armory Palace.
Lol.
This doesn't look like an ordinary snowstorm to me. That guy who left earlier. It looked like he just vanished into thin air. Either that, or my eyes were playing tricks on me.
A man-eating snowstorm? Come on. Night hasn't even fallen yet. Spare us the ghost stories.
Traveler, didn't know you were coming today. How come you didn't say anything?
I'm here to see Odette.
Oh, right. I assumed you were looking for me and Vodenitsa. Odette's still backstage. Whoa, that's quite a snowstorm out there. I've been working backstage this whole time, so I didn't even notice. No wonder the audience hasn't left yet.
Huh. Is weather like this rare even in Snezhnaya?
Yeah, snow like this. I'm sure I've seen it out in the wild before, but never in the city. Actually, I take that back. I don't think I've seen snow this bad even in the wild. This is something else. It's not normal.
If even Alosha thinks snow like this isn't normal, could it have anything to do with that monster people have been talking about?
We can't stay cooped up here forever. Someone needs to go out and take a look.
Should I go with you?
No need. I have plenty of experience with snowstorms. Besides, I work here while you're an audience member. I should be the one to do it.
Where's my music? Why is my game stopping again? Hello? It didn't happen yesterday.
Everyone by the door. Careful not to let the snow soak into your shoes. In a snowstorm, you gotta look after your toes above all else.
Heading out, my man? Be careful. I've been told the snowstorm eats people alive.
Thanks for the advice. I am planning to be careful. I just want to take a quick look at the situation out there.
He's back! He's back! How was it? What's going on out there?
Did you see any soldiers patrolling the area?
Something about this storm isn't right. There's no one out there. I didn't see a single soul. And something in the air gives me the creeps. This isn't your average snowstorm. I suspect it might be related to recent events in our nation. I strongly advise everyone to stay here until the snow dies down.
Are you serious? So all of us are trapped here now? That sounds a little far-fetched to me.
You want to go outside and see? I, for one, am not risking my neck in that weather.
This just turned from a minor delay into a major hassle.
We can only hope that our friend who went to fetch the blankets just ditched us and went home.
Is it really that bad? But my daughter, I won't be able to read her a bedtime story tonight.
Huh? What are you all still doing here? Whoa! It's snowing hard!
The cast and crew from backstage are quickly brought up to date.
So now we're stuck here? Oh, this is terrible. Luckily, it was just a dress rehearsal today, so there aren't too many people here. On the bright side, the theater's always well stocked with supplies. If the snow still doesn't let up as we get into the evening, you can spend the night here, everyone. At least, I assume that's alright? Odette?
Fine by me.
This seems like a sensible backup plan under the circumstances. My thanks to the theater for being so accommodating.
What are you staring outside and praying for, my man? You anxious to get home too?
Oh, Your Majesty the Tsaritsa, I beg you, please do not let tonight's snowstorm stop.
Wait, what?
This is a golden opportunity to spend the night under the same roof as the two top stars in all of Snezhnaya. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Okay.
I think I've changed my mind.
LOL.
Sir, if you so much as look at us funny, you'll be seeing stars in a whole other way. Behave yourself, or you'll be begging for that blizzard.
LOL.
It's getting colder. We need to keep the indoor temperature up.
Yeah, close the door?
Close the door and lock it tight. Let's head somewhere warmer.
Finally. We kept it open for an hour or something. Jesus Christ, the game started working really badly. They're connecting to server. At least the quest progress saved. I think I was